Guys, how's it going? Laura with Garden Answer. Today's video is for those of you who are really wanting to get out and plant a container early. And I know it can be a little bit hard to find plants at our garden centers this early because a lot of things are still dormant. You might be able to find some color in pansies and primrose, but there's just not a whole lot of options for centerpieces, like grasses, for example. If they're perennial grasses, especially if you live in a colder climate, our perennial grasses are cut back, so they're just starting to flush and they're a little bit too short to use as a centerpiece. And annual grasses are not available yet because it's still too cold. And of course, you could go with an evergreen. A lot of the times you can find those this time of year, but that's, kind of been done. It's beautiful, and do it if you like it. Evergreens in pots. I love evergreens in pots, but I want to show you an idea that I think is really neat that I don't see done very often, and that is using a blooming shrub as your centerpiece. So this is called a Scent and Sensibility Lilac. A lot of times garden centers will bring in blooming shrubs like this when they're just starting to leaf out and put on buds. This one is loaded with buds. So I thought it would be very pretty to put this in as my centerpiece. Enjoy the blooms while it's in the pot near a doorway where I can smell it when I walk by. And then when I get ready to clean out this pot for summer plants, I can take this shrub and plant it out in my landscape. So you kind of get double duty out of it. So let me get the lilac planted in the container, and I am going to plant some true blue pansies around the outer portion of the pot so that we have a couple different colors. And then I want to go over some of the stats of this plant to see if it's something that might work for your landscape. I think that this container is going to be really pretty. The blue color of the pansies and then the pink of the lilac is just such a pleasing blend. And I think the variety is a good choice as well because this one is a dwarf. It only grows 2 to 3 feet tall and 4 to 6 feet wide. So it's wider than it is tall, which is a really unique thing in a lilac. I've never seen that before. And this variety reblooms. So if you want to plant it in a container and then just leave it, you can enjoy it through the rest of the season. If you want to keep it size controlled, you can prune it right after its first spring bloom. It's a growing zone 3 through 7, which makes it a really good contender for a container as well, because it's a good rule of thumb to count 2 zones colder than your current growing zone, and those are the types of things that can survive in pots for you. So it works great for me. I'm in a zone 5, this is a zone 3, so it should survive in this container should I leave it in there for the winter. And a couple other things, it is deer resistant and attracts butterflies, and that's pretty much it. I really wanted to wait until this lilac was in bloom to do this video, but then I realized that a lot of you are probably wanting to get out and plant now, and it kind of defeats the purpose. It's kind of fun to go find something like this that's just budded up and then watch the process unfold. That's half the fun of our gardens, is seeing things happen from, like a before and after stage. And so we will be posting pictures of this, update pictures. So make sure you're following us, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and you have your post notifications turned on so you don't miss anything. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.